Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I am, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about a handful of topics from the Waukesha Parade killer finally getting sentenced to, I almost said Waukesha. Fucking people got that damn shit in my mind. But no, it's Waukesha. Waukesha, massacre that happened there almost a year ago now. To the St. Louis school attack this week, and why we're never going to hear from that again, because of course the shooter was black, and everybody claimed he was white originally, and it's a whole fucking thing. They always make it about race, is what it is, dude. And it's like, and then when it's whenever it's a minority, it gets fucking memory hold immediately, is what it is. And then we'll also talk about the Psycho Florida man, as well as Ohio crimes, and how federal grant money, aka U.S. tax dollars that they call federal grants, are finally going to actually stop with or start helping a backlog here in Columbus. Actually, I think we'll go with that one first, and then we'll lead up to the Waukesha and the St. Louis events there. I do want to say something, though, in the first 2 minutes of this episode, which is fuck Langley Outdoors, by the way. How the fuck does that motherfucker have 430 some odd thousand subscribers, dude? I swear to God, he's like a Hank Strange type where he just buys subs at this point, dude. And the reason I say that is because that dude got constitutional carry wrong multiple times from here in Ohio, because there's multiple bills here in Ohio. We had constitutional carry go into effect earlier this year. And yeah, I called that dude out a while ago on that one. It was on the video that was on the channel before, and ended up having to take that off with a bunch of other stuff due to, slandering and stuff like that. People slandering me and whatnot earlier this year, so it's a whole thing. But yeah, that dude, I don't know, man. Like he's the reason I say that, obviously, and actually maybe we'll start with that particular story today. So basically, you had the St. Louis attack the other day. I was watching a video earlier that Langley Outdoors put out there, that Braden guy from that Langley Outdoors Academy. And the thing of it is that you had him basically acting as if they're red flag laws that are on the books right now. If somehow they had due process in them, that somehow they'd be constitutional at all, dude, which they're not, by the way. And I pointed that one out, by the way. When you, as I said, because as he was saying, he's like, yeah, it's like, these things or whatever the case be. And as I said, because he was talking about like, oh yeah, red flag laws have problems, as if that problem can be solved with just having it in place and having like some kind of due process or something in it, which is absolute bullshit entirely. Because the entire point of red flags being created in the first place was to steal people's gun rights. That's their all fucking thing entirely do, dude. It's why they break 8 different constitutional amendments and stuff like that. And that's what I said here. I said red flag laws don't have problems. They are completely unconstitutional and should be looked at as if they were never written to begin with, since they break the 1st, 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 14th Amendments. And it's really simple as that, man. But yeah, so going on to discuss that that first story of the day, which will be the NBC article here, which was the same article that that dude was pulling, which was labeled as a St. Louis school shooter obtained gun after his family worked with police to have one removed from their home. So police said gunman on Monday shooting at Central Visceral and Performing Arts High School made a, quote, forced entry into the school and was stopped because they actually had armed staff on the thing, or armed security, whatever it was, dude, RSOs and stuff like that. School resource officers and shit. Or SROs? Yeah, SROs. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it'd be SROs, not RSOs. Yeah, it would be SRO, school resource officer. It said months before 19-year-old shooter opened fire Monday at St. Louis High School. His family told police he had a gun and had it removed from the home. Said family were aware the gunman had mental health struggles. No, he had mental health problems, and he should have never been out of a mental health institution, is what it was, dude. And, quote, did everything that they possibly could have done to help him, including getting him therapy and medication and committing him on several occasions. Maybe you shouldn't have fucking let him get back out then. Like, goddamn, dude. Like, this is the fucking problem with our society right now in a nutshell, dude. You let the motherfucker get back out. And going back to the red flag thing, by the way, the thing I hate the most about all that shit, dude, is there's already been things on our books for over 50 years now. It's called the Baker Act. It exists in all 50 states, dude. It's why when you say, hey, we're going to 5150 this motherfucker, it's usually the police code for a psychotic nutcase that they're going to go and lock into a mental institution or something like that, dude, and lock up because he's fucking nuts or she's fucking nuts or whatever it is, dude. And that's what I'm saying. So this kid was already a prohibited person at that point, dude. The fact that he was already a fucking psych patient and shit like that, dude. Which I'm going to point something out, though. Just because you have had psychological issues does not mean you should have your gun rights stripped away from you either, too, by the way, dude. Because that's the big problem with our country right now entirely, dude. It's why you have so many vets that have PTSD that have their gun rights taken away from them unconstitutionally. And the same thing with other folks, for that matter, dude. When in reality, it's like, yeah, you just had a bad day or you've had, like, depression from shocker being locked away for fucking a year and a half of your life and having months of your fucking life stripped away from you under bullshit mask mandates and everything else like that. It's like, yeah, as I've said before, dude, we are literally creating a generation right now. And I believe truthfully, when it goes back to this kid, even, man, you have literally created a generation of Mexican jokers. Legitimately, dude. Beware of the Mexican joker because they are out there, dude. You know, it's creating Mexican jokers to create engineered chaos. And then all it does is just lead to bad shit, is what it is, dude. And that's exactly what I've said many times, dude. Like, this is the issue right now with the country right now, man. Is you have way too many people that are just fucking Looney Tunes, is what it is. And we honestly could have done better shit years ago, dude, during Trump's administration. We should have actually had forced mental institutionalization back then, dude. If nothing else, reopen fucking psych hospitals that were shut down during Reagan's administration, for God's sakes, dude. Like, that would have done a lot to do shit, dude. Reopen them and refit them and everything else like that and make it so that they're better equipped and stuff like that. And they're not a bunch of fucking rundown, shitholes and stuff like that are all a bunch of crimes going on in them. That's the whole entire reason that they were shut down to begin with in the 80s, dude, was because it was like a whole bunch of fucking criminal shit going on in a bunch of them, dude, is what it was. That they call it state hospitals. But it's like you could easily bring them back now, dude, because again, when you got fucking the inmates running the asylum now and you got the nut jobs out in the fucking society now, dude, doing everything they can, Antifa, BLM, etc., dude, that half of those fucking people are damn psych patients and stuff, dude. It's like, yeah, enough is enough of this shit, dude, for real. But anyways, I said here, it said, let's see. Yeah, it said had the kid committed on several occasions, but sometimes that's not enough. Interim St. Louis Police Chief Michael Sack said in a news conference, police said that earlier this month, the gunman's mother found an AR-15 style rifle in the family's home and wanted it removed. Quote, while it is not clear when or how the suspect came into possession of the firearm after the incident, we can confirm that the firearm involved in this incident was the firearm used. So basically they're saying the gun that was taken away from him and given to a family member of some kind that he probably stole from that fucking family member's house is my guess. And that's how I got it back in his possession is what it was, dude. So, anyway. It's a bunch of crap, dude. Said Chief declined to discuss how gunmen entered the building despite locked doors, security guards, and metal detectors. It's probably because fucking some dumbass let him in, dude. Just like the ones here in Ohio. You know, when they were talking about those kids that were running from the cops and shit when they were armed and stuff like that. And they was like, yeah, come on in the schools, kids. Fucking retarded, dude. Let's see. Says, asked whether the gunman had to break glass into the building. Sack said he did not. He did have to force entry. Okay, so basically he did what he was going to do anyway, dude. Said shooter's mother wanted a gun at home. Said shooter's family were aware that he had obtained the firearm, although it's not clear when he got it. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, aka ATF, is investigating to track the source of the gun sale, probably a private sale. And this is like, again, if you want to talk about false flag attacks, dude, like, which I think this probably was, honestly, what better way than to attack private sales again than to be like, oh, well, the kid brought it from a private sale and stuff like that. Now we need universal background checks to make sure that we know exactly every single gun that we can have on a gun registry so that we can come confiscate all your shit in the future. Said every fucking federal agency ever that actually carries them on right now, dude. Like, that's the problem right now, dude, in a nutshell, honestly, bro. It's these motherfuckers right now that have the access to the shit, dude. They shouldn't, obviously, but they do. And again, that's a huge fucking problem in this country right now, dude. You know? Again, you can't really fight tyranny when the tyrants know what you have, man. There's a reason why you don't have de facto gun registries and gun rosters and stuff like that. That's exactly why the 4473/background check system itself is unconstitutional. I've talked about this many times on the channel before with my own federal swatting, dude. When you have the fucking Fed boys come to my house and literally one of them pulls out a notebook, asks me if I have firearms, and then starts fucking checking off random calibers as soon as I mention calibers. Yeah, that's a huge fucking problem, dude. Huge fucking problem, dude. Major, major, major problem. So, anyway. That being said, going back to the article at hand here. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the chief said family contacted us and said he had a firearm, believe it could have possibly been this gun. Officers in their response handed it over to someone else, an adult who was lawfully able to possess the firearm itself. Yeah, but yet the kid still got it back somehow, dude. And then claim his family made every effort to aid shooter's mental health. Well, not really, dude, because again, if you were really truthfully scared that this kid was a fucking danger to himself and others, dude, stop taking him back out of the fucking mental institutions. It's just like the same thing with that piece of shit in California that led directly to their red flag laws being introduced, dude. The guy that killed 6 people there. That little fucking narcissistic little douchebag is what it was, dude. That was the self-described incel or whatever it was, dude. And he's all like, "Oh, chicks don't love me," and da-da-da-da-da. And this is just a bunch of assholes bullshit, dude. You're a douche, dude. You were a fucking asswipe entirely, dude. People didn't like you because you were a fucking cunt, bro. And then, of course, you had a bunch of dumb cunts after that who were all like, "Oh, but this guy was such a good-looking dude. I would have totally fucked him," said a bunch of random hoes is what it was. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Just like all the Manson family motherfuckers, dude, that were fucking Charles Manson and shit, dude. So, anyway, I don't know, man. One thing I will say, though, is good on the cops for putting this motherfucker down in St. Louis, dude. Because honestly, saves the taxpayers a lot of money, dude. It's exactly what should have happened to the Waukesha Parade killer, honestly, which is where we're going to go next in this one. And then we're going to go to the other stuff after that, then. So, got first video of the day here, which is Waukesha suspect Daryl Brooks convicted of killing 6 with SUV in Christmas parade. So the problem I have with this entire thing is, dude, is that Wisconsin is one of only 12 states right now that got rid of their death penalty. You need to reinstate it, Wisconsin, and start with fucking Daryl Brooks' bitch ass being the first one in the fucking line to get killed under the death penalty, dude. And honestly, I'm sorry, but when you were doing terrorism like that, dude, like this motherfucker did, he needs to be tried federally for this shit, dude. And they need to give him a fucking federal death penalty, potentially by military firing squad. My go-to thing on this one, dude. Either that or just let somebody have at him and fucking, do some of the crazy shit that they've done overseas and stuff like that in various wars and stuff like that, dude. Give them the old cloth and water treatment for that matter, dude. Like, seriously. There's a lot of stuff that could be done to this motherfucker, dude. Actually, I've heard people this week say that they should just let the families individually just like use Brooks as a speed bump and stuff like that. I'd be okay with that, honestly, dude. Modern day drawing and quartering, maybe something like that. But yeah, we definitely need eye for an eye laws on the books anymore, dude. And it should basically supersede shit like that, where it's like, yeah, if you're the family member of somebody that was murdered by this asshole, you get to have like 10, 15 minutes alone with this guy and any instruments you want to have in that room with you at the time. And it's as simple as that, dude. And get to work on this son of a bitch is what it is, dude. So, anyway. Because some people just need to be put down, dude. I'm just going to say it like it is right now. But yeah, so here's the video in question for the thing here.
Jurors coming to a swift verdict in the Waukesha Christmas Parade tragedy trial of Daryl Brooks.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Daryl E. Brooks, guilty of first-degree.
By the way, I do want to point something out. The judge in this case is smoking hot, dude. Like, she is really fucking fine, dude. I'm just going to leave that there for a second. So, yeah.
Intentional homicide.
It took the judge nearly 30 minutes to deliver the jury's verdicts on all 76 criminal counts against Brooks. Among those, 6 counts of intentional homicide after jurors found Brooks drove his SUV into the Waukesha Parade almost 1 year ago, killing 6 people. He bowed his head as the judge read that verdict. Today's proceedings punctuated by an outburst in the audience in the courtroom.
Did the defendant commit first-degree intentional homicide while using a dangerous weapon? Answer, yes.
Burn in hell, you piece of...
You are to be removed right now. You will not do that.
Brooks represented himself during the often
I'm actually wondering when it came to I'm assuming it was one of the fathers there that had the outburst there that told him to burn in hell, you piece of shit. I'm kind of wondering though, dude, when it comes to that dude or any other person in this situation, dude, any of these other family members, if they were going to potentially get themselves locked up in the same prison as Daryl Brooks, just so that they can do the world a favor at that point, dude. And again, I think a lot of people would not be opposed to that, honestly, dude. If somebody was like, yeah, dude, do what you need to do at that point, kind of thing. Although, to be fair, I don't see this guy making it too long in prison, dude. I don't think he's going to make it too long in prison. Because what he did, I think there's going to be a lot of people in prisons right now wanting his head on a spike, basically, dude. And yeah, I think he would easily have to be put in. Well, I think first and foremost, they're probably gonna try and put him in solitary confinement and stuff. And it's like, nah, dude, fuck that. Put his ass in Gen Pop. Let the fucking booty goons have at him, and let him get dealt with accordingly, dude. Is what it is. You know. Nothing else. Do some Cook County shit, man, where they just spit in people's buttholes and stuff like that, dude, and just have them rape kit test this motherfucker every day because people keep knocking him out and spitting in his butthole and stuff like that, dude. Actually, that would probably be the best psychological treatment for this piece of shit, honestly, dude. You know, because you already know he's kind of fucked in the head anyway, dude. So it's like, yeah, might as well just, you know, do something like that. Put him in a fucking, you know, jail system or prison system or whatever it is, dude, where you know for a fact that people are gonna play go and knock your ass out and fucking, you know, pull your pants down and spit in your asshole so you get rape kit tested, and then just keep having them do that daily is what it is, dude. Just be like, okay, Daryl's back in the pod, everybody. And then you literally just have the guard announce that's what it is, dude. Or whatever his inmate number is at that point, be like, inmate number re-entering pod, and people are all like, nice, about time, come on in, buddy. So, but yeah, needless to say, dude, like, this guy needs to get fucking dealt with accordingly, dude. Like, he needs to be fucking owned. And this is exactly what Wisconsin needs to reinstate the death penalty, period. And I'm not even gonna sit here and say like lethal injection either, dude. Like, no, this guy needs to get the hardest kind of death penalty possible, dude. Like the boats and shit or something like that, honestly, dude. Or, you know, something horrendous is what it is, dude. Hell, have 10 people fucking go full true lies on his ass and just straight up fucking torture him for a bunch of days is what it ends up being, dude. You know, seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that story. I mean, there's a little bit left on this video, but it's more or less just them talking about him being sentenced, and then a couple of the family members speaking out about like, yeah, this fucker, you know, killed my family and stuff like that, and fuck him kind of thing. So, but nah, man, like I 100% agree with that father or uncle, whoever it was that did the outburst in the courtroom. Yeah, fuck this guy. He needs to burn in hell, dude. Like, honestly, that would be a great treatment right there, dude. Fucking bring back burning at the stake, dude, and start with Dale Brooks is what it is, dude. Like, seriously. The fact that this piece of shit is a clear black supremacist who murdered a bunch of white people, dude, in cold blood. And nobody ever talks about that one, by the way. That was 100% a racially motivated crime, dude. He specifically targeted a white Christmas parade. And he mowed down a bunch of white people, dude. But oh no, America doesn't have a black supremacy problem, does it? No, it doesn't. Nothing. No, it doesn't exist at all, right? No, fuck that. Yes, it does, dude. And that's the entire problem right now. I mean, hell, even the mainstream media is talking about the whole thing because they're trying to equate like white supremacy, and that's now like light supremacy or something like that. It's like, no, it's just black supremacy, motherfuckers. Because when you make the fucking bullshit straw man argument of, oh my god, white racism is everywhere, then you have the fucking rise in racism every other fucking set of people across the board then, dude. Whether it be blacks or Latinos or Asians or something else for that matter, dude. It's why you have fucking black people beating the shit out of Asian people and committing hate crimes there like crazy, dude. You know, walking up and like smacking, fucking knocking out Asian guys and gals and stuff like that in the middle of the fucking streets and random places like New York and LA and other Democrat-run hell pockets in this country, dude. It's like, yeah, dude, it's all the same fucking people every single time, bro. And of course, they also target each other, is what it is in most cases as well, dude. Which leads us to our next story of the day, which is a crazy ass psychotic Florida man. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch this one real quick. Talk about this piece of shit. So you got Florida man accused of gunning down 4 people, doesn't want to be called a serial killer. Yeah, that's not your choice, asshole. You're a fucking serial killer, dude, by definition. Especially if you did it over a period of time. Now, granted, if you did like a time span of like 2 hours or something like that, you'd be a spree killer, is what it is. Because that's a big difference. You have to have like a cooling off period between victims when it comes to serial killer stuff versus spree killers, where it's just like basically difference is here in these cases actually is this guy here in Florida is considered to be a serial killer because he had downtime and stuff like that, versus Daryl Brooks, who is just a spree killer because he just drove his fucking SUV through a shitload of people is what it was, dude. Not to mention rapped about doing such a thing, dude, is what it was. So anyway, you want to talk about premeditated murder stuff, dude? Again, that's why Daryl Brooks needs to put the fuck down. It is what it is. But anywho, going on to talk about this Fox 13 Tampa story here.
Hal Trey Donaldson doesn't want to be called serial killer or Seminole Heights serial killer. In fact, he wants those labels banned from his trial next summer. In a recent court filing, Donaldson's legal team says those phrases will taint the jury pool and won't allow Donaldson to have a fair trial.
Yeah. Those phrases, serial killer or Seminole Heights serial killer, is going to taint the jury pool. Not the fact that you murdered 4 people in cold blood, you fucking piece of shit. Like, seriously, dude. Fuck this fucking guy. Like, this is what I'm saying, dude. This is these fucking people, dude. Brooks and this fucking Donaldson guy and everybody else like that, dude. That are fucking mass killers like that, dude. Black, white, Latino, otherwise. This is, if they're not put down on the fucking spot by police or armed citizens, dude, then they need to be put into an express death penalty lane where if we can prove that you did what you did, no trial, no jury, no fucking appeals ever, your ass goes straight to the fucking front of the line to an express death penalty kind of thing, straight to a fucking gallows or something like that, dude. Or fucking military tribunal / firing squad or something like that's what it would be, man. Like, that's what it should be right now, honestly. And it would be the biggest swift kind of justice this country could have right now because of the fact that you would stop forcing taxpayer money into wasteful fucking trials that are going to last weeks or months or longer, even in some cases, fucking years and stuff like that. You're pissing away taxpayer money by feeding these fucking super criminal pieces of shit is what it is, dude. And that's the problem entirely, dude. They are literally fucking demons, dude. You know? What's it, that thing of the Black Gen Z mindset says all the time? Super gremlins on demon time or something like that, I think is what it is, that phrasing, something like that. That's exactly what this shit is right here, dude. Fucking dude's on demon time.
Prosecutors are not fighting it, which means the judge will likely bar the lawyers from saying it.
Ridiculous.
Donaldson is accused of causing terror and panic in Seminole Heights in the fall of 2017. They say he gunned down 4 innocent people who happened to be walking alone. Benjamin Mitchell, Monica Hoffa, Anthony Naiboa, and Ronald Felton. Police released this home surveillance video of the suspected gunman. Donaldson was eventually arrested after a McDonald's manager.
So if you notice that, at least 3 of his 4 victims appear to be black themselves, and the other one was some white girl. Or at least she appeared to be white anyway. Although to be fair, that last guy that they showed could have been like mixed or like Puerto Rican or something like that, or something else for that matter. But like, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you know, you look at the crimes in this country right now, dude, and look at how many black on black murders there are, dude. Like, it's a lot. Hell, all you gotta do is look at the what the hell is that called now? the gun memorial that they have out there, that site where it just breaks it down by state and cities and stuff like that, dude, of how many people were killed and who killed them, etc. All the details and shit like that, you know. But anyway,
Journey Bore City turned over a food bag with a .40 caliber Glock handgun he had given her to hold.
good God,
Later,
man.
prosecutors announced they would be seeking the death penalty.
Good.
I am going to grant the motion to sever. Last fall, the judge sided with the defense and decided to split all 4 cases and have a separate trial for each of the victims. But now the defense has had a change of heart. They want all 4 cases included in a single trial.
Fuck that,
The
dude.
reason? They point to a recent appeals court ruling that will allow the other murders to be mentioned in each trial because of the ballistic evidence linking all 4 cases. A ruling on that matter is expected soon. Gloria Gomez, Fox 13 News.
Donaldson's next court date is set for November 7th. His trial is set for next summer.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the problem with how slow our court systems are in a nutshell, dude. So this shit happened back in 2017. So it looks like 2017/2018 there. They caught the guy sometime after that. And this motherfucker, like, I get the lockdowns and everything else like that probably caused like a backlog and shit, but like, dude, come on. Like, the fact that we're waiting like potentially 4.5 to 5 years to have this piece of shit put on trial for this stuff, dude, where you are actively feeding this fucker 3 hots and giving him a cot for that amount of time. Taxpayer funded fucking meals, taxpayer funded fucking place to live. Nah, fuck that, dude. Again, like, let the fucking families of the victims have at these pieces of shit, dude. Like, I swear to fucking God, dude, like, things would be so much better if frontier justice just made a huge comeback in this country right now, dude. Because that used to be a thing back in the day in 1800s and stuff like that, dude. Old West style shit, dude. Where you would just round up a fucking posse and just be like, all right, we're going after this motherfucker right now. And then they did. And it worked out well. In most cases. So. Anyway. Yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude. Bunch of bullshit entirely. Sorry, I was looking at something on the thing I was doing right now. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. Like, these fucking demonic motherfuckers, dude, are allowed to just live rent free. And it's like, bro, fuck that. No. It's time to step up and do something, man. It's time that we as a society put a stop to this shit once and for all, dude. Like, enough is enough of it, man. It really is. And then moving on to our final story of the day, which is, grab this one up real quick here. At least this is the ones we have to talk about right now. We might talk about some other stuff from like Breitbart or something because we're only like, 20-ish minutes in right now. Although I got a little bit of time, I got to save on this account right now because I got other stuff I really want to work on for tomorrow. And I got about an hour and a half left on here after we finish this right now. So. But yeah, then we got this story, which is new $1 million grant will help clear Columbus police evidence backlog, which would be obviously all the crime stuff there.
The Columbus Division of Police is trying to get through its backlog of cases more efficiently. Good evening to everybody. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kerry Charles.
I'm Colleen Marshall. City leaders say this not only is important for public safety, but also to bring closure to victims and their families. NBC4's Eric Halpern is in Columbus tonight with more evidence that police have to go through and the new funding that's supposed to help.
The Division of Police is getting a $1 million federal grant to help get through the backlog. Most of the money is set to go towards new equipment at the crime lab. At every crime scene, police collect evidence. The evidence then gets tested at the Columbus Division of Police Crime Lab, Results can be key to solving cases.
Victims of crime, their families, the ones that are, left with questions in their mind deserve closure to move forward.
City Council member Emmanuel Remy chairs the Public Safety Committee. He says part of the reason for the current backlog at the crime lab is the pandemic. According to Columbus Police, as of earlier this week, detectives are waiting on results for more than 2,000 pieces of DNA and evidence to be pulled from more than 1,400 guns.
This isn't exclusive to Columbus,
That's a
Ohio.
lot of fucking
It's
shit,
been
dude.
something that departments
Man,
across
look at
the
all those
country have been
guns.
dealing with. We are on the right track besides this grant, but we are on the right track, and this grant is going to make it even more effective in the work that we've been doing.
The grant Remy's talking about is one just approved Monday night, a $1 million grant from the federal government to help clear the backlog. Most of the money will go towards new equipment that deals with DNA and ballistic evidence.
There will also be two additional genetic analyzers, which will allow them to look at more samples and to be analyzed in concurrent batches. So as you said, it will help with the backlog that they're having.
Councilmember Remy says the technology bought with the grant money should help the team at the lab get through evidence more efficiently.
Parents, family members, friends deserve the opportunity to have closure in their life. So all this work is going to be beneficial to those people that are victims of crime.
And the $1 million federal grant is from American Rescue Plan funding. Local
Of course it is.
I'm Eric Halpern, NBC4.
I noticed something too with that recently. When it comes to that, by the way, the whole American Rescue Plan crap. So you've had a grant recently also here in Ohio that was given to the city of Cleveland. And it was the same bullshit, dude. It was like, oh, it's a federal grant done by this thing or whatever. It's like, no, you're literally stealing money from taxpayer dollars, dude. You're literally inflating our fucking cash is what it is, like fucking crazy. And people wonder, like, why our country is so fucked right now. Again, it's really not that hard to figure out when you see who the fuck is in office right now, dude. Fucking with everything is what it is. And that's the problem, dude. It's not that they're giving fucking money to people. It's that they're pissing away tax dollars to do this kind of shit, dude. And I'm not sitting here saying that this is not a good thing. Obviously, it is. And again, I have no problem paying for this, dude. But, like, the issue becomes it should not be a whole... Like, this is just one of many things that's being pushed in that crap, dude. And that fucking omnibus bills like that, dude. And half the time, it's not even worthwhile stuff, man. It's just a bunch of garbage entirely. And like I said, when it comes to people just wanting to fuck off is what it is, dude. Like, that becomes a problem in of itself right there. And that is a huge fucking issue in this country right now, dude. Is people just want to be a bunch of jerk-offs is what it is, man. So, anyway. It's very infuriating, man, it really is. Because you understand, like, who the problem is, what the issue is, all that stuff like that, but you can't do anything to fix it is what it is, man. Except vote. You know? Vote out the fucking Democrat Party, seriously. That's how we fix this problem right now, dude. You vote these dumb pieces of shit out of fucking office once and for all, dude. The morons like your Tim Ryans and stuff like that. You do what needs to be done for the American people. And make this country better for the rest of us is what it is, dude. And then we can finally get back to square one is what it ends up being then. Instead of having to deal with the assholishness of everything going on right now. So, anyway, that's pretty much where we're at for today, though. Like I said, going back to the Waukesha Parade killer thing, dude. That guy is such a fucking piece of garbage, dude. He is 100% what the problem is with this country right now, dude. And it's the pure black supremacy fucking trash like that, dude. That are being allowed to continue to walk this earth and not be put down, dude, permanently. Because they are a lot of what the issue is right now, dude. When you're sitting there specifically targeting a bunch of people who are just out having a good day or whatever. And it's not even just that either, too, by the way. It's just a random fucking crazy people is what it is, dude. I believe truthfully that Daryl Brooks is fucking insane, dude. I believe he truly is fucking crazy. Just like that fucking psycho killer guy in fucking Florida. Just like the fucking kid in St. Louis, dude. They're all fucking nuts. And again, if we actually had the proper channels put in place right now, the actual mental health facilities that need to be in place right now, and these people were put there and kept there, it wouldn't be an issue then, dude. Or if they were, you know, I don't know, we actually had a 3 strikes kind of system or something like that, dude, where it's like, yeah, you do some crazy shit, you get fucking locked the fuck up, dude, and you get the key thrown the fuck away is what it is. Because that would work well too as well right now, man. Like, damn, dude. You know? Like, this is a problem right now that could easily be fixed. It's just that people don't want to fix it. They don't want to do their job to fix it, dude. They would rather just put it on other people to fix. And that's a huge problem right there, dude, because when you're forcing other people to do your job for you, it becomes a big issue. And yeah, that's pretty much what I've been saying this whole time. Is to bring back the insane asylums. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I've said that before, dude. Like the funny thing about everything that happened with me and like all the other guys in the 2A community and stuff like that, when they, you know, slandered me several months back and stuff like that, dude. Which I'm not saying all the other guys, it's like a handful of dudes. The funny thing was though, they were getting on me about shit that I had been talking about for the better part of like 6 years now, dude. So it's not like this was new information, it's just new information to them is what it was. And it's like, bro, I've been saying these exact same things for like half a fucking decade or more. It's like you just weren't around back then, is what it was. So, but yeah, I believe that a lot of our issues right now, 100% are mental health is what it is, dude. And the problem with it is it goes back to being the fact that you have people who don't want to actually, it basically, like, honestly, the best thing I could say right now is going back to what we talked about last night with the Tudor Dixon, Gretchen Whitmer debate and stuff like that on our Wargaming episode. You got you got Wetchen Gritmore. No, sorry, I'm not in a stroke. I was just fucking off right there. But no, you got Gretchen Whitmer, who is like a big fucking demon cunt, basically, and wants to sit there and blame other stupid shit on fucking problems and stuff like that, dude, instead of actually addressing the real issues, what it is. And the thing of it is, when you're not addressing like actual mental health and mental illness and stuff like that, dude, and then you wonder like why these kids are going on killing sprees and shit like that, again, it's a big fucking problem, dude. And she's literally just trying to put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, you know, on a gaping gunshot hole, man, is what it is, really. And then she wants to sit there and act like, oh, but if you reelect me into office, I'm going to do so much better the next time around. It's like, no, you're not. You already put fucking Michigan under over 500 days of tyranny, you crazy bitch. Like, they reelect you, you're just going to do it more. I mean, hell, to think that this crazy fucking cunt wanted to be Biden's fucking second in command, dude. Like, could you imagine a Gretchen Whitmer as fucking VP right now, dude? Like, holy fuck, man. This country would be even more in a hell in a handbasket kind of situation if that were the case. Like, dude, I couldn't even imagine. Like, that would be fucking terrifying. That would legitimately freak me the fuck out. I would be hiding in a fucking bunker someplace probably at that point, dude, because I assumed that nuclear Armageddon was about to be a thing. But yeah, for real though, it's just fucking crazy, man. And it's these people that act like, oh, everything's perfectly fine, or the people that want to sit there and be like, oh, but inflation is a global issue. It's like, no, it's a globalist issue when you have every globalist across the fucking nations of this earth put all their citizenry under lockdowns, dude, that were all unconstitutional to begin with. And then it finally took people, you know, waking the fuck up to a lot of this tyranny to be like, fuck, what do we do? Why did we put ourselves under this kind of bullshit, dude? It's like, exactly. Why did you? Because you cucked out to tyranny in a lot of cases. In reality, it wasn't really even that, dude. It was a lot of people just being fear-mongering and submission is what it was. You know, I use the cucked out to tyranny thing because, unfortunately, a lot of these people, when they finally, you know, sort of started to wake up from the fear-mongering and stuff like that, they, instead of, you know, telling the truth and being like, oh, we fucked up, you know, it's not our fault or whatever kind of thing, but, you know, we fucked up, we should do better, whatever the case be, maybe we should recall these people from office if we can, etc., etc. No, a bunch of them doubled down and were like, no, you're the part of the problem because you're not wearing a mask and you won't get your little jibbity jab and everything. Like, fuck off, dude, seriously. Like, that's what the problem is right there, dude. It's blaming other people in the society because y'all don't want to admit that you fucked up. It's all about personal responsibility, personal accountability. And unfortunately, there are far too many Americans that refuse to do that kind of stuff, dude. And that's the thing. I've said multiple times when it comes to my whole thing and the fault I had with the other dudes and stuff like that, dude. I will admit when I'm at fault, dude. The big thing was, I really wasn't at fault in that. I simply made a fucking statement. Well, sorry. What I did was, I made an offhanded remark because of my autism and stuff like that, which was taken out of context, which, again, as I said after that, it was something else I was trying to say at the time, followed by a historical factual statement. But yet everybody was like, oh my God, historical factual statements don't exist apparently. And it's like, yes, they do. You're just too fucking dumb to actually look the shit up, dude, and realize it. And it's why I won't talk to those dudes ever again. Because fuck all of them, dude. They're a bunch of scumbags. Exactly. And that's exactly what it is, dude. Every single time. All the way around. I think it's both ways actually at that point. It's not only the people, like, it's everything I've been talking about this whole time actually. It's not only the people that were that cucked out to the tyrants and stuff in 2020, but it's the people that slandered me even because they're like, oh, we can't just admit that we were wrong and fucking, slandered this dude over nothing, basically. No, that's why they want to double down and triple down everything else like that, dude. It's why I've doubled down on my own thing at this point, dude. And I've been like, no, if you want to talk about what I was really talking about the day, it's fucking Islam. Fuck them is what it is, dude. Like, seriously. Because the truth is, that's what I was actually thinking about at the time, dude, when I was saying that whole statement is what it was, dude. But anyway. It is what it is, man. What's been done has been done, and it's, again, not really worth, talking to these folks anymore, not really worth communicating with these folks anymore, and just, going my own way is what it is, dude. And I feel like, truthfully, at this point in history, I'm better off for it. I really am. And it goes back to the fact that, from my own mental health and stuff like that, I'm trying to let it go still. But, again, it's kind of like one of those fresh wounds where it's like, even a few months down the road, which obviously it's been almost 6 months now, it's still hard to not look back on that and be like, what could have happened differently and stuff like that? How could this have changed kind of thing and stuff like that? It's the exact same thing why for over a year now, it's been 15, 16 months now, since, the house was broken into and I had one of my firearms stolen. And it's like, I've been thinking about that since then. And I was like, okay, what could have been done differently that day? What would have happened if I had stayed home that day? Like, how much differently would things be? Would I be alive now? Kind of thing, even. Because, it does go back to those kind of things where you're just like, okay, if this is, X and then Y and Z happen, like, what actually goes down then, kind of thing. And I think, unfortunately for me, like, I might not have made it out that day, man. Because the real truth of it was back in, I believe, June of 2021. Or actually, maybe it was May of 2021. It was on one of the streams I was doing, actually, with Honda and them. I felt something in my leg that was not feeling right or whatever. Like, it felt like something, like, pulled wrong or something. And I've talked to PT people since then, physical therapists, and they've said it was probably your sciatic being pulled out of place or whatever. And yeah, we've talked about that and stuff like that. And I was trying to get on some PT treatments, but unfortunately that never happened, is what it was, because of, family issues and shit. But anyway, the entire point is that while we were discussing this stuff and we were, talking about what was happening there, and it was basically, at that time, my leg was so messed up the day that I left the house to leave to go hang out with family and stuff, which just so happened to be the day the house was robbed. I almost didn't leave the house. I was like, I might stay here and stuff like that. And then it was like, no, I want to go hang out with family. I want to go hang out with the extended family because it's been, so long that we've been, not with each other and stuff like that, that it was like, no, I want to go hang out with them and, shoot the shit and everything else like that and see what everybody's up to and all that good stuff is what it is. And unfortunately, like I said, that just so happened to be the day that the house was robbed then. And yeah, it sucks, dude. It really does, because it really does show, like, people just want to be a bunch of assholes and fucking criminals and stuff like that. And unfortunately, in more than a year and a half, almost a year and a half now, there's been zero leads on that, dude. And it sucks, because when you're talking about someone who, can't afford to put $600-700 together to buy a new firearm like that, it's a big problem, dude. And it's one of those kind of situations where it's just like, I guess you're just fucked then, kind of thing. And it blows, dude. It really does. Like, it blows big time, because it goes back to a situation of, what do I do now, kind of thing. Where do I stand now? Like, what is my options now, kind of thing. And yeah, as far as I'm aware, because I've talked to the police about it and everything else like that, and they were like, well, unless it comes up, in some kind of a fucking crime or whatever, like, you're never going to see it again, basically, is the way they put it out to me there. And I'm like, oh, well, that's really nice to know that. Thanks for letting me know that, bro. So yeah, it fucking blows, dude. It really does. And yeah, it's really just an issue of, criminal's gonna criminal, and this is why we need to remain vigilant, remain armed and stuff like that, because if you don't, then you're gonna end up in a situation where you're gonna get caught with your pants down, kind of thing, is what it is. And I don't know about the rest of you, man. I prefer having my pants up. I'm not one of these dudes that's all about the sagging and stuff like that, because, even the people that do that shit, man, I don't think they even realize where that came from. Because, by the way, it came from the gay dudes in prison that wanted to get fucked in the ass. And yet y'all are doing it on a regular basis, acting like it's all cool and shit, dude. And it's like, well, unless you want to get ass fucked, I don't know, man. That's how you get down. That's how you get down, bro. So, but yeah, it's a situation of just like, pure shittiness, I guess, is the best way to describe it. And unfortunately, like I said, when the police will do their job, but they won't be able to find your items for you, it's just really becomes a real shit show, man. And unfortunately, that's pretty much where we're at right now. Is just the shit show of societal, I guess, breakdown, I guess, is the best way to describe it right now. Because that's pretty much what it is right now, honestly. It's just, people wanting to do criminal shit and get away with it. And then, of course, there's a whole bunch of other stuff there, dude. I only stop when there's money involved in a potential strip club that I'm getting paid for it, dude. That's the only way my pants come down, usually. It's sort of a Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo situation there. But nah, for real though. Actually, that might be a way to make money now. Of course, I don't know if that's legal or not. I don't think it really is, technically speaking. But like, yeah, that might be a way to make some money, actually, man. I kid. Just so we're clear on that one, I'm not actually talking about male escorting or anything like that, dude. For anybody that might be listening out there, Fed-wise and stuff like that. Nah, I could probably make money otherwise, other places and stuff like that, doing a lot better, different things and stuff like that. It just happens to be, my own personal health issues and stuff like that are a big problem. And then, a lot of other shit like that. So it does suck, man. But you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Hell, it could bring war with fucking Russia for all we know at this point, dude. God forbid. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point, honestly, man. Fucking crazier shit's happening at this point, dude. You never know. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You never know what the people in power are going to try to pull. And you never know what will become of everyone at that point. And unfortunately, far too many tend to be all about sort of just self and self-reliance and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with self-reliance, dude. It's just, it'd be nice if there was, more of a care and need for the majority and stuff like that versus just a bunch of assholes that want to sit there and, be oligarchs and stuff like that at the top is what it is, man. Because let's be honest with ourselves, dude. If the shit really does hit and it doesn't go, right and stuff like that, those people ain't gonna rule the wasteland, dude. They're gonna be the morons that were hiding in bunkers and shit like that for, trying to keep a so-called functioning government going or something like that. And they're gonna meet the real fucking nomads really quick is what it'll be, dude, because it's gonna be a bad day for them when that happens. Because it's gonna be those people that were out there having to, survive for food and potentially kill each other and stuff like that are gonna be the ones that are gonna be the new modern day marauders and shit like that, dude. So, and God forbid, it's like a fucking The Road kind of situation. God, that movie is so bad, dude. In like a good way, I guess is what I'd say on that one. It's like it shows like the desperation and stuff, but also like how bad it would get, honestly. And I think that's probably the closest depiction to where our society would sit after like a grid down or EMP blast or something else like that. So, but yeah, we don't really need to talk about that right now though, because I think that might be something we say for 2A cast on Friday, actually, dude. I think that'd be a good thing to do right now. Maybe talk about the potentiality of that stuff in the 2A cast this week or something like that, dude. Because otherwise, it's going to be mostly about the various what am I trying to say now? Yeah, it would be the various races this week for the midterm elections and stuff like that. So, and those get kind of boring after a while to talk about after so long and stuff, dude. Because you want to change up a little bit here is what it is, man. But anyway, that's pretty much where we're at, though, is I feel like we're definitely heading towards a precipice in this country's history, and it'll be very interesting to see what happens when it's all said and done. And I think, unfortunately, there'll be many people that don't see what's coming, or they do see what's coming, they just don't care. And those are going to be the people that tend to be left in the dust is what it'll be, because they don't understand that, things are much worse off than they think they are. And, how quickly some kind of a breakdown could happen, dude. And it would be at that point then where you'd have people that would just, basically lose their shit is what it is. And that's the thing, everybody wants to sit here and act like they're going to be calm after things go south, dude. But it's like, no, so many people are just going to be freaking the fuck out just like they did in 2020, man. And, that's why I think there'll be a huge rise in cannibalism, honestly. Because you're going to see a lot of crazy people that, have no skill sets and don't know what the fuck they're doing. And then they're going to be all nuts. Or it would be like a Daryl Brooks situation where it would just be, people just, vehicles are still running or whatever the case be. It'd just be plowing through fucking crowds of people and stuff like that, dude. So, I don't know. Neither one is a good thing, honestly. And it's all just basically insanity is the best way to describe it, dude. And unfortunately, crazy people do crazy things, dude. And even, rational people sometimes have to resort to craziness is what it is, dude, because it's the only way to survive, dude. We've talked about that before. We talked about it earlier this week, actually, with that one school system there in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where you had the one student who was supposed to be like such a good kid or whatever. And then he was forced to resort to basically becoming like a pseudo alpha male just to compete with the real, criminal alpha males that were in that school system is what it was. So, and that's just sad, man. Like that should never be a thing, dude. Like there is zero reason for that unless you're going to have a bunch of criminals in your fucking school system is what it is, dude. And unfortunately, when you have these schools that really don't give a fuck about the students anymore, or sit there and act like they do, but they don't, is what it is, then you end up in a situation like that where you just have kids going fucking nuts on each other is what it is, man. So, I'm still debating right now. It'll be, probably I know it's going to be somewhere between 5 and 6:30, my time here, which is Eastern Standard Time. So I'm thinking probably closer to 6 p.m. then. I'll most likely just throw a link in the description here if anybody just wants to jump in then. Because I've already talked to a couple people about possibly being part of a panel and stuff like that right now. And I definitely do want to start doing this more as a panel situation kind of thing, because I think honestly there's been times where I do these on my own where I definitely need to take a drink just because I'm talking for so long and stuff, and I don't like to have dead air is what it is. Or like the other day when I was trying to get for the cast last night when I was trying to get all those videos pulled up and stuff like that, and I had to go mute myself for a minute there to actually be able to show content then. And I feel like there was definitely a pause in what could have been decent viewership for that even. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's one of those situations where I'd like to have a panel and stuff like that going forward for a couple different, at least the 2A cast anyway, because I think that one's worthwhile. I'll probably still do the grandstands and everything else like that by myself, most likely, unless somebody wants to come on for like a wargaming and stuff like that. But again, it's like, it's more or less going to be a situation there of me just doing my own thing a lot of the cases, and then, just going about my own time period and stuff. Because my thing is, again, I'm one of these people that tends to fly quite a lot by the seat of my own pants, and I don't like to have like set schedules for stuff or whatnot. It just basically goes to whenever I feel like doing something, I'll just do something kind of thing. And for some people, they don't want to kind of adhere to that kind of schedule is what it is. They'd much rather have like a structured schedule and stuff. And that's kind of why I like to do the casts on Fridays and stuff like that, between that sort of time period of like 5 and 6:30 or so, give or take. Unless something comes up then, which of course that would be a whole thing. I'll let people know about that beforehand. I usually on my community tab then. But other than that, that's pretty much where it is though, is that, most of the time you will have, good people and good things and stuff like that. And what we end up with is a situation where, like I've said, with people going about their day or doing their own thing or whatever it is, you will tend to have more and more societal breakdown, unfortunately. And when shit does hit the fan, I think there's going to be a lot of people who don't see it coming. I know I'm kind of talking in nonsensic ridicules right now. It's not meant to be that way, honestly. I'm literally, I'm going to admit it right now. I'm literally on my phone playing a game right now. And that's why I'm like half paying attention to what I'm even saying right now, dude. So that's probably why we're just going to end the stream here pretty quick here, because, it's kind of hard to do two things at once and stuff. Especially with my autistic ass, because I'm always going to let stuff slip is what it is. But nah, for real though. Needless to say, yeah, it'll be, like I said, I'm not sure exactly what we'll do the topics for the day or whatever it is, but it might just be like just random stuff. We might just bullshit or whatever then. But I think it'll be probably, potentiality for like grid down and what, societal norms may look like leading up to it and how they might change going after it and stuff like that, versus other things. Or it could be as well that we just go along the lines of just doing it as a just like 2A of the day kind of thing as well, because there's probably going to be a couple articles I'll have on hand that I want to discuss with some people and stuff like that. Obviously, I would like to sort of discuss what happened here this week with the St. Louis killing with everybody and stuff like that, get everybody else's opinion on that one, and go from there basically, because like I said, that kid, I think definitely, if we had a better mental health care system, or if his family had, been smarter about it and stuff like that, maybe he would have just been in the system is what it is, dude. I'm wondering too, actually, if it wasn't financial reasons why he was out of the system actually because of that. Because I know for a fact that, when you go to like mental institutions and stuff like that, eventually it does become like it's like a tax, it's what do you call it? Like a health insurance kind of thing or whatever. And it might be something where the family either didn't have the coverage they needed to keep them in there, or it could have been they just didn't have health insurance at all is what it is. And if that be the case, then again, that's also a failure on our system entirely on that one, dude, because, you shouldn't have to have that kind of stuff in place when somebody's clearly suffering from mental issues, dude, and you're not getting them the help they need and stuff. And then again, it's kind of hard to sit there and tell people like, oh yeah, take your pills. Like, you can only tell people that so many times, dude, before they actually are like, okay, I'm taking my pills now kind of thing, or whatever it is, dude. If they don't want to take the pills, you're not going to take the pills, dude. So unless you actually have them in an institution or something like that, where you are basically doing like mouth checks and shit like that and being like, lift your tongue, swipe it around and stuff like that, so we can check to make sure you still have actually swallowed the pills here. Like, yeah, nothing's going to change there is what it is, man. So, but yeah, like I said, with that kid there in St. Louis, unfortunately, he made a terrible choice. And, unfortunately, I believe that was one of the few cases where mental issues were possibly an issue there. Whereas a lot of these ones, it's, indoctrination kind of shit. It's the mainstream media giving these people a platform. I mean, hell, there was one, I heard about one a couple weeks ago, actually. I forget exactly where it was at, but it was basically some other one. Actually, it might have, no, wait, was it this one? No, I can't. No, actually, I'm sorry. No, actually, it was. I'm thinking about this as mental health, dude, but no, it wasn't. Because this kid specifically was the one who actually had like a list of other fucking massacres that happened in the last couple of years and was then talking about basically being like, oh, the media did this to me kind of thing is what it was, dude. And that's very possible what they did, honestly, dude. So, and like I said, man, when you got the fucking mainstream media being the ones that are, propagating this shit 24/7, 365 on the 24-hour news cycles, and then you just have like another one pop up, another one pop up and stuff like that, it really does go back to the serial killer shit of the 1960s and 70s, where you had, oh, there's a hillside strangler. Okay, now there's a copycat hillside strangler. Oh shit, there's another hillside strangler. Oh, there's a fourth hillside strangler. That's a fourth copycat or whatever it is, or the third copycat from the original guy is what it is then, dude. Or it's like, oh, now you got fucking what was that one, dude? Zodiac Killer. Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, now we got BTK. Oh, now we got ZTK, etc., etc. Obviously, I threw that last one in there because that's just me making a joke out of the zip tie killer. For those interested, I was gonna do a whole thing throughout this entire year, but unfortunately, it was gonna be a series of skits, but it never actually came to fruition. I'll talk about it in some back chats in the future, just some people. But I don't really want to talk about a whole lot of it on camera though, because it was a whole thing, man, and unfortunately, it never got off the ground, and it may have actually led to something bad though happening at the end of it. Is what it is, dude. And by bad, I mean just like it's not like bad, but like God forbid, like people don't see this for what it actually is. And it's just like somebody like doing like a fucking continuous skit for like months on end in his life and stuff like that, and they take it the wrong way is what it is, kind of thing. Then, and God forbid I got another fucking federal swatting at my fucking door or something like that, kind of a deal. So probably a good thing it didn't happen, honestly. But yeah, it like I said, I'll talk about some folks in back chats because it is something I kind of want to discuss right now, because it would have been kind of an interesting thing if it had been able to be pulled off correctly. But like I said, unfortunately, never got a chance to actually start it, and probably never will now, just because I'm doing other things now with my life and whatnot. So, but anyway, that's pretty much where we're at for the day, though. And like I said, we'll be back here probably sometime on Friday. Wait, what is today now? Today is Thursday. We might do something today, actually. I'm debating right now. I got to sleep, obviously. I'm going to be doing gaming stuff quite a bit for today, just because of events that are going on within game that are time sensitive and shit. So I really do want to get that thing together for the Ohio General Assembly to see if we can get to the 66. And we might be talking about that actually one of these days soon, because I think there is a way for the state of Ohio to get to those 66, get to that 66 number for the supermajority, to where we could essentially just have a Republican-led General Assembly that could just do whatever the fuck it wants then, and make sure to lockstep in place to do what needs to be done then, and actually push for more better constitutional stuff then. So anyway, I don't know though. It all depends, dude. Because like I said, I think unfortunately, even if we got that number 66, it would have to boot some other people out of office then, and replace them with better people is what it would be for constitutionalists and stuff like that. Because there are definitely some old fuckers in our General Assembly currently, specifically Bill Seitz, who would never get on board with stuff, dude. And there's a lot of other old ass rhinos like Kirk Shearing that are also that same way as what it is, dude. Which, for those who don't know, I was actually trying to run for the Ohio State Senate this year, and if I had actually been able to get on the ballot, unfortunately, I was not able to be because I got censored so hard on different social media platforms throughout the year. and was never able to get my campaign off the ground. But if I had got a campaign off the ground, I would have ran against Kurt Scheuring in the Ohio State Senate primaries back in. It should have been back in May, but would have been actually back in August then. I definitely would have beat him in those primaries, dude. And I would potentially be one step closer to being a sitting state senator right now. And I'll tell you what, I would have got shit done if I'd gotten in there, dude. Like literally, they would have had to drag my ass out of the Ohio State Senate because I would have gone full constitutional day number 1, is what it would have been. And been like, no, what you're all doing is unconstitutional, and gone on like this whole full-blown like tirade where they would be like gaveling my ass down within like the first 5 minutes of being on the floor is what it is. They'd be like, get the hell out of here. And I'd be like, no. I'd be like, the constituency sent me here to deal with this exact bullshit. So, but yeah, I would definitely be the fly in everybody's ointment is what it would be, man, for sure. Because I'd be the person that would be carrying my own pocket constitution in there. And when we swear our oaths, I'd be holding my shit up, man. I'd be like, oh, the rest of you were just sitting there claiming to swear an oath. Check this shit out. It would just be me pulling out pocket constitution then. So, anyway. I think truthfully that's what people need to be doing at this point, man. I've seen how they do it in our General Assembly last January, and it was kind of a joke, honestly, where they should have been handing everybody, like, seriously, it's not that hard to buy like the paper ones, dude. Like, hand everybody a paper one and make them literally have them swear an oath to it is what it is, dude. And if they break that oath, they're gone. It's as simple as that. So, anyway. That's why the Oathbreaker series is a thing, by the way, for those who don't know about that one. That's the reason I started that thing. And then had to restart it after everything happened here. The original one, I did a few on DeWine and a couple other people. And yeah, just how much a bunch of scumbags they were. I might actually download those, edit a little bit, and then re-upload and stuff like that. So the problem is right now I almost would have to reshoot, I think, because just, name recognition and stuff within the things and stuff like that. So anyway. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much where we're at for the day, though. Like I said, I'll be back some point here. If it's not today, it'll be tomorrow. If it's not later today, it'll be tomorrow then for Friday. And we'll do the 2A cast as a panel cast then. If anybody wants to come on then. And then, like I said, from there, it'll be probably next Monday after that is when we'll do something else. Maybe Sunday night, Monday morning. It depends, honestly. Sometimes I'll do stuff after Honda's chats if I'm on his like Sunday panels and shit. Sometimes I'll just fuck around is what it is. It all really depends. It is fun to do stuff after that though sometimes because again, not every time you get a chance to, say everything you want to say during the cast and stuff. So there'll be times where you'll think of something after the fact and be like, oh, well, this is something I should talk about now or something like that kind of a thing. And yeah, it becomes a whole thing where it's like, yeah, this is on my mind. Let me talk about it now kind of thing is what it ends up being then. So, but either way, like I said, that's pretty much where we're at for the day. I'll be back at some point. Probably, like I said, if I do anything tomorrow, it'll be probably I'm trying to even think of times right now. Probably during like the 5, 6, 7 o'clock hour, somewhere in there. And then if nothing else, I'll just do, the fucking Friday cast then and go from there because I think that'll probably be the way we'll go with it. Actually, we'll just, play it by ear at this point. And if we do something tomorrow, we'll do something tomorrow. If we don't do something tomorrow, it'll be whatever then. And then we'll just be back on Friday is what it is. But yeah, I tend to not like to actually like nail stuff down like that because I'm not sure exactly if I'm going to do things when we need to do those kind of things or whatever. And again, I've admitted several times I'm sleeping when I'm supposed to have a cast going. And I'm not even going to lie about that, dude, anymore. Like, I'm fucking tired. I'm doing stuff at all hours of the night, and I happen to be passing out for like X amount of time, and I just fall asleep and don't wake up. And then we end up, doing stuff like that later on. That's what it is. But yeah, other than that, That's pretty much where we're at for the day, though, man. Daryl Brooks is a piece of shit. That dude in Florida is a piece of shit. That kid in St. Louis was a piece of shit. All the criminals that are being finally having their crime guns dealt with in this state of Ohio, in the Columbus area, are pieces of shit. Every single one of those crime guns, by the way, should go back into a pool to be bought again. I would love to see that happen, honestly, as long as, well, I mean, depending if they're murder weapons or not, honestly, because I think probably most of them are is what it is, because that's the one thing that was told about to me when I had my gun stolen there. They're like, yeah, the only way you're ever going to get that back is if we catch the guys, or if it gets used in a crime, they're going to compensate it that way is what it is. And it's like, oh, so you're telling me if somebody gets murdered with that gun, they're going to compensate me for the gun then, right? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. And I'm just like, well, fuck me then. Like, really don't need that on my fucking conscience, honestly, dude. Like I said, though, I don't know. I think I truthfully believe it was like meth heads / drug addicts that stole the shit. And it was most likely them trying to fucking pay down like a drug debt is my guess, honestly, on this whole thing. So if that is the case, maybe I'll see it again. Maybe I won't see it again. I don't know, man. It would be nice. It would be nice to see it again, honestly. The thing right now is, honestly, though, the amount of time it's been gone from my possession, I don't know if I even really want it back or if I just want a replacement version of it is what it is. Because, it's not like it's a sentimental kind of firearm to me. It's not like it's a family heirloom or something like that. It was literally bought the motherfucker off the rack, dude. So it's not like it's an issue where I'd be like, oh, this is so, this is my father's gun or something like that. It's like, no, I bought the gun, what was it, like 3 years ago or something like that? And I literally bought it because I was planning on doing rimfire competition shooting. For those interested in the rifle that was stolen, it was an MP1522. So, awesome gun too, by the way. That thing ate everything, man. Like, actually, what's interesting is that had a better feed rate than my TX22 does. Mostly the Taurus TX22. I think it was because my particular Taurus TX22 was a one of the first 20,000 off the line. It was also one of the bad barrel ones. And I think it was because of that it had issues when it came to feeding like certain stuff, because it can't, specifically even with the new barrel and stuff like that, it can't get through a mag of any kind of lead round nose that I put through it without having like feeding issues. And it refuses to actually eat golden bullets at all, dude. Like, it'll basically knock those against the sides of the fucking feed ramp and stuff like that. So I don't know what's up with that, man. I think that's a mix between like gun and ammo or whatever the case be, both. Because the thing is, I mean, if you go to those, big boxes of the 550s they used to sell that were the Walmart ones of the Federal Red Box, it chews those up like nothing. So anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it though for the day. Like I said, hopefully at some point I'll be able to replace that gun, but it's not going to be anytime soon, unfortunately. If I had the money right now, that would be the first thing I'd probably do, is try to replace that then. See if I can find a sale on it or something like that and replace it and whatnot. It's getting as close to it as I'd had it before. So, but other than that, that's where we're at for the day. And I will be back, like I said, either tomorrow or sometime Friday for the regular 2A cast. If it's tomorrow, it'll probably be a wargaming or something where we discuss like the entire General Assembly kind of thing, which will be like more likely 2 or 3 hour stream then. If it's going to be Friday, it'll just be the regular 2A stream, and it'll be a panel discussion then for the first time. So anybody that wants to come on, feel free. Like I said, there's only a couple people permanently banned from ever coming on my channel ever again, and they know who they fucking are. It's people that slandered me. I'll say it like it is. Other than that, everybody else is welcome. Everybody else except those 5 to 10 people are welcome, dude. So anyway, but yeah, so we'll definitely be doing something interesting there. If nothing else, nobody shows up and it's just me bullshitting, I'll just bullshit then for like an hour or so. But if we do have a panel discussion, it'll probably be hour and a half, 2 hours maybe. Depends. I'm debating right now if I really want to do a set time on that one. Because again, we have another, we're gonna do the new one I set up the other day, which we have a new 20 hours worth of time on that one. So, we can bullshit as long as we have to, kind of thing. If we want to do that, man. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, conversation's getting kind of dull now or whatever. Now we're just gonna end it here, kind of thing, or something like that, like an hour or two in, then if that be the case. But yeah, I have no problem with things. Like I said, man. Unfortunately, when it comes to YouTube censorship, though, a little bit of self-censoring has to go on. Not that I really want it to. Not that I really want to make up our own things, whatever the case be. But if anybody does come for the cast, hopefully they'll be in a pre-chat with me, because do kind of want to go over some things, because I will be saying certain things on Friday's chat that will be kind of coded stuff. And unless you know what the codes mean, it's going to sound like nonsense to you. And it'll be a situation there to try to get away from the YouTube algorithms and stuff like that. So anyway, other than that, that's where we're at for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And that'll be it for, this one. See y'all later.